What's up, guys? It's Stark and Fox from DSS Airsoft here today with the first of what will be many exciting reviews you're going to see done by us. And for our first review, we wanted it to be something big that everyone wanted to know about that not a lot of people had in the airsoft community. And we took a vote and it ended up being this bad boy right here, the Evike Tactical Spork. Now, it is probably the greatest thing you've ever held. Scratch that. It's definitely the greatest thing you've ever held. What comes to your mind when you think about the Evike Tactical Spork?
Well, a couple things that just aren't appropriate for YouTube, but mainly when I see that, 4 words come to my mind. Holla holla, get dollar.
Kills, thrills, and dollar bills, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to revolutionize the airsoft world. On top of that, it's going to revolutionize the world in general. Never before has such a perfect spork been cast from 100% pure diamond, nonetheless.
And, you know, you're probably thinking, is this a spork? What can I do with a spork? What can't you do with a spork?
Exactly.
Like we said, it revolutionizes everything. Yes, airsoft. Yes, tactical operations. Yes, it will allow Poland to into space. But also, social issues will now be solved. You know, you play airsoft. You probably have trouble with the ladies. Not anymore. You know, world hunger? That ain't me.
Solved. Coney. We got him with this spork. So what we want to do now that you've, got your eye full, and if you're still with us, you have some endurance, ladies and gentlemen, but what we really want to talk to you about is how it performs on the field and off the field. So the first thing we're going to look at is aesthetics. It looks gorgeous. And that's not just because I can see myself in the reflection. That's mainly because Evike actually went out of their way to get diamonds imported from Africa to cast this sweet weapon you see before you. Now, it took some time, and that's why we haven't seen it since Optic Thunder, but now that they've made it, it's here to stay, and you've got to get one. So let's go ahead and talk about what you see at first. Now, the first thing you're probably going to see is this rounded part at the end with the prongs, which is the spork part. This is going to be for scooping, stabbing, anything you want, prying open doors. It doesn't matter.
Also, sorry, it's kind of crazy, but I actually figured out that's for eating.
Well, you can eat with it too, but who's going to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what took me a while to figure out, but I finally deduced, was what this was on the end. And I heard people say bottle caps. I heard people say it's a can opener. Okay, look, it's neither of those things. We've finally figured out what it's for, and it's actually for zip lining out of, like, say, a danger close situation or an exciting scenario.
Show a close up.
Yeah, so
see, here's your line. You hook.
You're gonna attach it at the top
hook
there
over the line, and it just slides straight. Perfectly.
And it supports your weight, probably 4 or 5 other people's weight. Actually, I mean, I've actually been able to attach 7 or 8 people. Was it?
Yeah.
8 people to my back.
A small family.
Yes,
of North Korean children.
Exactly, and we were able to get out of North Korea. So this sport will save everybody. Ever. Firemen are going to be using these. You're going to see these everywhere.
In fact, the United States Army Special Operations Command was talking about issuing these standards.
Yeah, I definitely, I heard POTUS was like, hey, I want all my Secret Service men having one of these on them.
There's a Molly attachment to actually put those on the end of your gun,
yeah,
I heard.
Exactly, yeah. It's
going
to be coming.
Get those in
stock. Yeah, we'll make them. You can pay us. But now, most importantly, we're going to go over how it performs in combat. So why don't you come out with us to the field, and I'll show you how I can kill people with this sport.
So, how exactly do you use the tactical spork in a combat situation? Well, here's me on the battlefield. I got my beautiful DPM plate carrier and I pulled out my tactical copy of the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx. I'm sitting there with my beautiful Soviet Ushanka, reading, digesting about how the upper class has essentially destroyed the bottom class and the workers, when suddenly, up behind me, a knife! Now do I reach for my M4? No. It'll take too long. I'm killed. Let's replay that. Again, I'm reading. Disseminating some nice political theory. I have no idea what's about to come. Of the pain that will be shown to me soon. And the knife comes. But what's that? The tactical spork. In the hand and in the chest.
Tactical spork.
Okay, so here we're going to show you instances in which lay tactical spork performs better than lay spoon. Here we have a glass of iced tea, homemade, something that you'd usually use a spoon for in everyday life. So let's just try this out with a regular spoon. It doesn't work. I can't do this. Okay, so let's try the spork. It glides in. Initial impression, it glides in very smooth. Oh. Delicious.
Alright, so we've seen one situation and where the spoon was actually way worse than the spork. And not only because the spork's made by Evike. But now we're going to look at how it performs with some sorbet. So here we have your tactical lemon or mango sorbet. You're out on the field, it's hot, you want some sorbet. Who doesn't? So you pull out your everyday spoon. You look down and you're like, shoot, I don't know where to start. There's nowhere to go. I don't know what to do. It just doesn't penetrate right. You're like, oh, I want some, but I can't have any. No more. With the Evike Tactical Spork, you can designate in the sorbet or ice cream using the zipline attachment. You can actually designate a square, a circle, whatever shape, so you know exactly where you want to penetrate. So we made our mark, and now I'm just going to really easy. Look at that. Look at that, like a hot knife through butter. I'm just going to penetrate and delicious. Alright, so in case you're not already persuaded to buy this awesome accessory, and we will give you the link in the description where you can find it, we've included some tactical accessories that you can mount to it. My favorite personally being the hammer. Say you're in a zombie scenario, and all of a sudden you get yourself in the back of a room, there's windows everywhere, you're like, what do I do? Well, what you want to do is you're going to undermount the hammer, like that. It attaches really quickly if you just find the right there. Look how quickly that attaches. You're going to attach it like that. You're going to take it, and you're going to build the barricades with it. So you got your spork in case you got more sorbet. Every hit, look at that. It's perfect. Now, say you're in the dark. Well, we've included two flashlights that we recommend. One's a mag light and one's a mini mag light. Personally, I prefer using the mag light when I mount it, and again, it attaches really easily, really quickly, just like that. Same with this one. It'll attach right there, like that. You can undermount it, actually. Those work really well. Tactical bayonet, of course, is a must-have. I mean, in case you don't want to stab them with the front, you can actually, it comes with this cool feature where you can turn it around on the go, so you can zip line with your bayonet. I don't recommend this. It's pretty dangerous. CQB situations or places you don't want to be heard, there's a suppressor you can actually attach. You see it screws on really nicely there. You can't hear the sport coming at all. And then, of course, the PEC box, you're going to want to attach that to the end through there, and you're going to put it like this in between the rails. And now you have an electric spork for when you have to electrocute people or dig holes really quickly. It gives you a little shock, makes you dig a little faster. You know, it's a good idea. And finally, we've included two other knives that you should probably attach. The first is an SOG. It's spring-loaded, so you can really quickly switch between the spork or the blade. You can just go click, and it'll flip out. And, of course, the balisong. The balisong comes quite nicely with it because you can fold it up right next to it, right under it. You can undermount it. And in the need, you just deploy the balisong like so. It'll just flip around like that. And then you've got a knife spork, so you get the best of a fork and a knife attached. So for all these reasons and many more, we would definitely here at DSS recommend that you go out and you buy yourself an Evike Tactical Spork. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, and share.
Tactical Spork. Pick one up.